Okay, Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
We're going to go ahead and get class going. I don't suppose, does anybody have any questions or anything? Nothing? All right, we're going to go into the fourth. How many we've done? Three
so far. That's number 4.
Yeah, so what we did with this topic is we're on YouTube now.
Okay.
So what we did with it, well, let me remind everybody real quick, where's those announcements? Just to remind, because I know there's a correction that needed to be, you know what? I think we want to make sure we got it right as far as Hanukkah. It's from the 7th to the 15th. So just a reminder for brothers and sisters that are online, for y'all that are tuned in, we won't be having class from the 7th to the 15th. We're going to take those days out and commemorate the High Holy week and a day, which is Hanukkah, all right? And Hanukkah commemorates the rededication of the temple. You can read about that in Maccabees, all right? Just as far as announcements, nothing really serious. Well, there's a lot of seriousness. But as of right now, that's what we're going to be doing. We're not going to be having class from the 7th to the 15th. We try to commemorate these holy days, man. Remember, we got to keep the laws and keep the holy days. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right. So I'm going to go right into tonight's topic. I wanted to touch on, or rather, I didn't want to leave out. Okay? I didn't want to leave out on this topic one of the main portions, and we started going into this topic last class. All right, so just for y'all brothers and sisters to give y'all an update, we started on this topic based on basically for the new people, new brothers and sisters. Do you have any questions or anything? No questions? All right. We started on this topic for the new people, and we started from like the beginning of sort of making it basic enough to get brothers and sisters understand how the end is going to be brought out, how salvation is going to come and it's promised. So we started with the wars and the rumors of wars, and the escalation of the wars and the rumors of wars. Excuse me, according to Matthew 24, that will lead us to this pivotal point where Russia will be involved, it would be Turkey involved, it would be Persia involved, which is Iran, it would be these major key nations involved, all right? So wars and rumors of wars that will lead us up to this point. While that's happening, the scriptures say that the people in the land will be doing what? Party, dancing, and giving in marriage. Nothing would change. Why? Because Christ is going to come as a thief in the night. So we went through all that, all right? And we got up to this point to where, so as the wars and the rumors of wars escalate, and everybody got their finger on the button, right, to destroy, this is when Christ is supposed to come back. All right, we touched on that. To do what? What is Christ coming back to do? Well, when he comes back, we read in 2nd Ezra 13. I'm just kind of giving y'all an update. All right, because I'm not going to go over every scripture. When Christ comes back, according to 2nd Ezra 13, every nation is going to turn from fighting themselves and going to fight Christ. Right? So we went over that. Christ is coming back with his armies, and he would make war. And one pivotal point, or I should say chapters, I didn't want to leave out. If you were taking notes, all right, is and I didn't even have it in my little note thing. I was like, man, I left that out, like some pivotal chapters that we cannot leave out. We're gonna go to Revelations, the 17th chapter. We're gonna go to Revelations, the 17th chapter. So what I tried to make this as easy as possible. That way when you're studying, you can make like a timeline, and you can go ahead and edify anybody with basics. You know what I mean? If you wanted to. Yeah, we got a lot of people sick. We had to keep doing it. If you're sick, you gotta stay home. We're gonna have the whole congregation sick. We got some kids sick. We got some parents that gotta take care of the kids. Alright, so let's jump back into this topic. Alright, we're going to go to Revelation, the 17th chapter. So, Christ is coming in. All nations turn to Christ and start fighting with him according to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, right? What we went over that, I should say we ended going into Christ going to war with Idumea, right? And do we know who the Idumeans are? Who? Go ahead.
Edomites.
The Idumeans are the Edomites. Right. The Idumeans are the Edomites. So, we know, and we went over a little bit of Isaiah. He was going to stump. He was going to do this by himself. His vessel shall be dipped in blood. All right? Coming from Brazil, all right? All right, so let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 17th chapter. 2nd Ezra, the 17th chapter. And we're going to go to not 2nd Ezra, I'm sorry. Revelation, the 17th chapter. All right, for y'all that just walked in, there was 2 chapters I didn't want to leave out on this. Revelation 17 and Revelation 18. Because where we ended at, Christ destroying, I want to reiterate, as he comes in, who is he coming to destroy? Yes, all nations are going to be humble, but who is he coming in to destroy? Go ahead. The wicked, and who is that? According who is the main wicked man? Who?
Mystery Babylon.
Who is the main wicked man? Who?
Esau.
Esau. Who is who?
Edom.
The Idumeans, and we touched on that the last time. The Edomites, the so-called white people. So his mission, as he's coming back, yes, all nations are going to be subdued under him. But who's the main God? Right? Who's the main nation that is ruling, that is governing, that runs the world? And don't listen to other line. They're going to tell you it's the Pope. It's the Pope over there in the Vatican. It's not the Pope. Right? Maybe a few 400 or 500 years back, Rome was running things. All right. So for the new people, okay. How do we know that this period, this time we're in? I want to see if y'all are thinking. How could you prove to somebody that this kingdom that we're in, right, is ruled by the Edomites? How could you go to the Bible and prove to them that this nation, right now, we're in, is ruled by the Edomites? Anybody? Anybody? How do you know? Because these are the questions. Well, how do you know these are the same people? Right? Go to 2nd Ezra. Was it 6? End of the world at the beginning? Okay, give me that one.
Con.
We're going to start out like this. And I'm not going to give y'all the answer as of yet. But how do we know for sure that this nation is the last nation, the last kingdom on the face of the earth that will rule? And there's no other nation but Christ's rule is going to come after. I'm giving it to y'all. I'm literally giving it to y'all. Go ahead, where you at?
2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9.
Okay, so remember, how does this fit in? How does this fit into what we've been going over? Christ comes back according to 2nd Ezra 13, Matthew 24, right? To deliver his servants. All the promises coming to pass. And as he comes in, all nations will stop fighting each other and focus on him. He's going to thrash, according to Isaiah 66, Isaiah 34, Revelations 19. He's going to destroy it. Joel, right? We went over all that. But what is going to be his main focus as he comes back? Well, we went over it. He said he's gonna stomp Idumea. The Idumeans. When you look that up, it tells you the Edomites. Right? I don't have half of my other book, but this book right here, and I got the other one in the car. It's actually the other half of this. It says Esau. It says that Rome was the city of the Edomites. Rome was the city of the Edomites. This book is called The Apostle. And it shows you in there that these cats, oh, there you go. There you go. Do you got it marked in here? There's a question. Then there's another book. This book right here, the Roman Empire, the empire of the Edomite. Okay? So, there is historical reference proving that the Romans were Edomites. The Caucasians are Edomites. Now, let's go to some biblical stuff. I'll let them get that. All right, this one right here, I'm going to have to order another one of these because it's literally the other half of this one that's missing. So, read where you at.
God. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it.
There's one of the key points. Read it again.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau is the end of the world. Like, when this all comes down to it, why did Christ say, and we read it last time, that he's going to stomp in Idumea, right? He's going to destroy in Basra. Why? Because Esau, the Edomites, are the end of the world. It's not the Chinese. I know everybody, well, what about the Chinese? Like, what are they doing? Making computer chips, bro. That's all they're doing. They're trying to monopolize and rule in another perspective. Financial gain. But you never read about that. Oh, by the way, you never read about, I was going over this, I've been tapping into this AI thing. Guess what is not going to take us over? Robots and artificial intelligence.
God.
That's just a facade. If they unleash this might destroy humanity, AGI. No, you don't never read in here. AGI is going to take over. You read the nations are going to bring us to the end, to this point to where everybody's warring with each other. You never read robots are, right? So, and you never read like robots are going to take over humanity. Christ is going to take over humanity.
God.
So that's a distraction. I'm like, bro, y'all just saying that just distract. You type in, this is what you're going to do in the computer, and that's what it does. Right? You put into that. Now, if they want to put something else into it, they can do that too. Right? So let's get that off of our minds. That's distraction. That's madness. that's all for you to look outside, try to look outside of the scriptures and try to figure something else that ain't here. The question is, when you ask yourself about the Bible, has the Most High been right thus far? And that's how you gotta go. That's why you gotta go back historically and start from the historical timeline and say, damn, was God right when he said the Babylonians will rule, the Persians and Medes will rule, the Greeks will rule, the Romans will rule, right? So this is how we know, this is how I know. Like when I looked at my mind and concurred with the Bible that is not a comic book, this is what I did. I'm like, well, why is this real? Right? I got many reasons, right? I got many reasons. But that's one of them. It's like, there's no way that the God of the Bible is not real when literally everything he said came to pass.
Right.
So if he's just an unconscious smoke and mist, bro, then he's a damn powerful smoke. Right?
God.
So literally, and by the way, he's not an unconscious mist and smoke. He's a very conscious being that consciously set forth things, time, right? And made everything play out in time. It's written and it's done. Okay? So while we try to over make this harder than it is, it's not. It is not. The Most High dumbed it down for us. He said, my ways are not your ways, and not my thoughts your ways. I'm going to dumb it down for you. This is what's going to happen, and it happened. Why are we playing? You know why you second question the Bible? Because the heathen, they taught you how to be faithless. But you won't second question that ass whooping that you got during slavery. He said you're going to go into captivity, and what happened? You went in captivity. He said your children are going to be sold. You were sold. He said your wives were going to sleep with the other nations. That's what happened. He said you were going to have no land, no history, no identity. It happened. Right? He said there was going to be earthquakes, famines, pestilence. Right?
God.
Is it happening?
God.
Huh?
God.
Okay. So why is there a reason to doubt? Esau, read it again.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So there's one of the key points, that the Edomites are the end of the world. They will bring on the end time, and all the prophecies will be fulfilled in their moment. This is their moment. Their rule. Y'all get that?
God.
Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Meaning that after Esau, there's no other kingdom that's going to rule. And I just gave it away. I just gave you the answer. How do we prove that Esau, historically, is the end of all kingdoms? After them, there is none but Christ. Anybody? I just gave it to you. Y'all got to study. You got to study. Don't just wait for class. Study. Go to Daniel's.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
You just went over it.
Yeah, that's what
You just went over it. That's why I threw it out there to see if y'all are paying attention in class. Because what you're doing with Daniel's, the 7th chapter, is what? You're bringing out history. That no people, you want to talk about, oh, the Bible's not real. What are you talking about? Literally everything that Daniel prophesied, the historians concur that happened. If you Google it now, Babylonian Empire, who ruled after them? The Persian and Medes, who ruled after them? The Greeks, who ruled after them? The Romans, who ruled after them? Right? So go to Daniel. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that following. Go ahead, read that. Daniel 7.
18.
No. No, you're going to go up. It's 7, right? Yeah, read that.
7:14.
7 and 7. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
After this, I saw in the night visions.
Right.
And behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible.
Right. So this fourth beast, after this beast, there was no other beast. Right. When you read down. Right. And we're not going to make this a Daniel's the 7th chapter. He's going to go over that. But I just wanted to bring out this point because dealing with the end times, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Go ahead.
And strong exceedingly.
Right. Go ahead.
And it had great iron teeth.
Go ahead.
It devoured and brake into pieces.
Right. The great iron teeth was the Roman legion. And that military, they had a strong military that really what's crazy is you start looking at the Vikings and all these other historical figures. They instill a lot of Roman military strategy from the Romans. Now we know who the Romans got it from. The nations before them. Because the Romans, you look at, they got a lot of their strategy from the other nations before. The Greeks and the Romans got it from the Babylonians and the Persians and Medes. You're talking about the navy, the ships. You're talking about how they would mount up for war. That came from the Babylonians and the Persians and Medes. So, once again, the white man tries, it ain't that he's the former of all things. Right? It ain't that. Go ahead, read that.
And stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Right, and stamped the residue of who? The people before. Okay, go ahead.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it.
Well, you know the diversity that was different from the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, than all the other nations before? It was democracy. Or what they call democracy. We call it demonocracy. Right? When you look at that word demonocracy, it says a ruling body of demons. I didn't believe it until Yeshaya showed me. I was like, you got to show me this one. Right? You got to show me, but it's demonocracy. That's where the word democracy comes from. It's a ruling body of demons. Right? That's why it says, hold that, go to Daniel 8:25. Jump over to Daniel 8:25. So, just to give you a quick version of this chapter, it goes through the 4 kingdoms. The Roman Empire is this latter kingdom. Now, why is Esau the end of the world? Because you're going to see, as the prophecy says, the latter, mightiest kingdom on earth is going to be the Romans. Spanish Caucasian, German Caucasian, French Caucasian, Greek Caucasian, right? Roman Caucasian. They're all Caucasians. They're all from the Caucasus Mountains. They are all Edomites. Esau. I know they don't want to say it, and oh no, we're different. You are the same people. That's why you put Caucasian behind it. Right. Go ahead, read where you at.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Right. Talking about who? It's still talking about this latter kingdom. And through his politics. Right? So the difference between the nation before, the Babylonians and the Persian and Medes, and these other nations, they were kings, ruled by kings, the monarchs, right? They weren't ruled by democracy, right? A senate, a republic. So that was the difference between the Roman Empire, the Greeks, the Romans, and all these other nations. So through their policy, right, they cause what?
Also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
So what is the craft that they cause to prosper? What is the craft? What is craft? I mean, you got many crafts. You got witchcraft. Right? Right? So we're talking about what craft does he cause to prosper? What you got?
Craft.
Uh-huh.
Skill used in deceiving
Others.
There you go. So what craft did they cause this nation to live by? Deception. Right? So how do we know that we're talking about a people, a nation, right? A ruling body of demons that dwell on what? Lies. That promote lies. And they don't come out all the time. Oh, you know what? We didn't know baby powder causes cancer. But you approved it. Remember you said it was all good? You're a demon. You're a demon, man. And then, oh, we didn't know this was bad for you. 15 years later, you got 2 heads. You're like, you didn't see the head growing out my damn shoulder? And that's what you got. You got deception and lies, right? And where all the lies start from. Y'all gonna see how it comes down to this nation. Where all the lies start from. Go to Job 13:4. Then go to Job 9:24. Read that. Job 13:4.
Job chapter 13 and verse 4.
Right, hold on. Wait till they get it. Job 13:4. Job 13:4. Don't worry, this is how you get sharp. You start flicking it open. Everybody is like that. You go to the table of contents, pick it up, and then you get sharper and sharper, right? You here, so you go watch. It's gonna become first nature. Go ahead.
Job chapter 13 verse 4.
Go ahead.
But ye are forgers of lies.
See? What people are we talking about? We're talking about a nation. We're talking about a people that forges lies, pushes lies forward. They cause craft to prosper through the democracy. And you went over that about the Democrats and Republicans? Right? Pro-gay, anti-gay? Right? Pro-Palestine, anti. Pro-Israel, anti. This is going to drive them to their feet. This is going to drive them to their feet. Their own wickedness is going to correct them. Right? A house divided cannot stand. So this is called, read that again.
But ye are forgers of lies.
Go ahead.
Ye are all physicians of no value.
So they lied, but I didn't just randomly speak about what things they put in our food, what they tell us we can eat, what they tell us we can put on our skin. I said that for the reason of the scripture, which is they are physicians of no value. They promote things that destroy you mentally, physically, and spiritually. They're physicians of no value. You're talking about a nation. It's not one ghoul in a basement with a hunchback, right? It's not. It's a nation of people that continue to perpetuate lies. Go to Job 9:24.
Job chapter 9 verse 24.
And what nation is this? Read that.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right? So, okay, who runs the earth? It ain't the Chinese, y'all. It ain't the Arabs, y'all. Who can threaten any nation and make them say uncle? Who? Who can threaten any nation throughout the world? This ghoul is like 1,000 years old. Biden, and he can still threaten you. He can still threaten you. Like, we're talking about a nation of people. Read it again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right. It's given into the hand of the wicked. And what lies do they cause to prosper? Read.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Well, they continually cause the lies of covering the faces of the judges. God is white. Angels is white. You ain't the Jews. The true Jews are over there in this land. Most High is not mocked. You're nobody. You're African. They'll stand on TV and cry for all these Israelis, but they won't cry for slavery. They won't cry for 77 million North American Indians slaughtered. They won't cry for us being pushed into huts, into No, I was going to use the word dirt, dirt reservations. They don't cry for that. See, so the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Let's go back. Go back to Daniel.
Daniel 8, verse 25.
Go ahead.
And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Now, I know y'all are like, damn, but what does this got to do with this nation? Well, I don't got time to go over the whole Revelations 8 and 7. But it tells you about the latter ruling nation on the earth. Because after that nation, there is no other nation but Christ that comes in. Watch. Go back to Daniel 7. Let's finish this up.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
After this I saw in the night visions.
Right.
And behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible.
Go ahead.
And strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth.
Right.
It devoured and brake in pieces.
Right.
And stamped the residue with his feet of it. With the feet of it.
Right. All right. Jump to verse 23.
Verse 23.
Go ahead.
Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth.
Right.
Which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. And shall devour the whole earth.
Right. It shall do what?
Devour the whole earth.
If y'all are paying attention, this latter kingdom was more powerful than any other kingdom on the face of the earth. It would devour the whole earth. This is a nation, y'all, that it's called psyops. In everything you do, psychologically, mentally, spiritually, lies, media, and that's what they do. They continually work on your mind. So this is the latter end. Remember, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, right? So were the prophets saying the same thing? Yeah. Ezra knew Esau was the end of the world, right? Daniel knew what? That this latter kingdom would be the end. What?
The Most High even gave the dream to an Eden.
Right.
Nebuchadnezzar, that last kingdom was what? The nation of iron and miry clay.
Right.
You know, after the Romans, which
Right.
is who? America today.
Right.
Yeah, so he gave the dream even to a nation. So
Right. For them to know.
For them to know.
Right. Read. Come on.
And shall tread it down.
Right.
And break it in pieces.
Right.
And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings.
Right. Then see, so to show us that it wasn't about beasts. It wasn't animals. This was symbolic for a nation that is beastly. Right? What's up with it?
It's just like pixelated. It's very like this.
Oh, it looks distorted?
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at it from here. It's clear, but on the YouTube it's not clear.
Oh, he said it cleared up. Come on, read on.
And shall rise.
And shall do what?
And shall arise.
Go ahead.
And another shall rise after them. And he shall be diverse from the first.
Right. Okay, so this other that was going to arise was diverse. Because out of Rome came who? America. You're like, well, I thought there was nobody else. They literally, if you understand about the Greeks, what happened to Alexander the Great? He died. His kingdom was divided into, was it 4 realms? 4 realms. To his 4 generals. Until they start slaughtering each other, right? That's basic, Greco history, right? Greco-Roman history. So then after him, after the Romans, who was the mighty empire after the Romans? There's no other empires that came to the might of the Roman Empire. Who? Who ruled the earth with much power and dread? Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning. That's the key. How do we know what kingdom is going to rule this earth? Well, what kingdom are we in? What kingdom are we in now? It ain't the Chinese. It ain't the African. The Chinese don't run the world. Right? It ain't Iran. I just watched Iran got supersonic. They got supersonic missiles. That don't mean nothing. That little one missile ain't gonna do nothing. They just got one. No, it's America everybody fears. Right? Read on.
And he shall subdue 3 kings.
Go ahead.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Now, what nation speak against the Most High? What nation started this God is not real? Tell me, what nation, where you learn that at? I was just talking to my rib the other day. She was like, in Colombia, we didn't even learn Christmas. She was like, we didn't learn that. Where you learn that at? You learn that here in America. God ain't real. Do what you like, do what you feel. Right? God is a myth. Right? He's an idea. That's where you learn this at. You learn it from the beast master. Go ahead.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And where and what nation, above all other nations, are they wearing out the saints of the Most High? Remember, we're scattered through the 4 corners of the earth. But in what nation, above all nations, are you a servant? Are you a slave? Why are you yawning right now in class? Because you gotta work. You gotta feed those kids. Right? Some of you ain't even got kids, you got 2 jobs. Right? What nation? I'm going to wear your ass out for what? So you won't focus and you won't believe and you won't think and you won't meditate and your mind won't be Yahweh first. So this is how this nation wears us out. Go ahead.
And to think to change times and...
What nation? Bruh, y'all want to Google it? Google right now who started or who came up with an hour forward and an hour back. Who came up with that? Watch, Google it right now. Y'all think I'm lying. Caucasians. White people. It wasn't no damn African in a hut. It wasn't no Hindu guy. It wasn't the Chinese. It was Caucasians that came up with what? Leap year. Watch. Read that part again.
And to think to change times and laws.
And what else? What else?
And laws.
When democracy came, this is where the laws of the Most High, little by little of the land, started to dissipate. And they changed the laws of the Most High. Listen, the Chinese did what the Chinese did. They worship Buddha. Right. They didn't go around enforcing that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob ain't real. They just said, we're going to worship our statue. And all the nations did that. It wasn't until the so-called white man came about and he stood for what? No, your God is not real. Take off your kimono. Your God ain't real. Take off your fringes. Your God ain't real. Take off your dresses. I am God. God is this money. God is this dream. We gotta stop. We gotta snap out of it. Y'all gotta know a little bit of history, and then you start seeing it all come together. You're like, damn, no other nation did this. Come on, read.
And they shall be given into his hand.
Whose hand were we given into? Whose hand were the saints given into? If you want to know who's the latter kingdom, it tells you right here. We weren't given into the Chinese hands. Even though the Africans sold us, we weren't given into their hand. We were over there living with the African for 1,500 years. Before the so-called white man got in their ear and did what? Rounded us up and we were sold as slaves. Right? And so, who was it? Who's the corporate? He said, if it be found in your hand, if they be found in your hand, and whose hand are we in? What's your nationality? Black, Afro-American, African. You're everything else except the Lord's people.
Yep.
Read on, come on.
Con. Until a time and times and the dividing of time.
And that's what the Most High promised, that we would be given into the hand of this latter kingdom until the times and times and dividing the times. Talking about the 350 years, the symbolism of the 350 years. Right? 1619 is 1620, 1619. The official start of the slave trade to 1970, when the truth started to go out in a wide version. That's when we started to wake up. 350 years. See? Go ahead.
Con. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end.
Right. See, so this is what the Most High shows us. Jump to verse it's Daniel's. Let's jump back real quick. Where did we leave off at? No, now let's go back to Revelations 17. Go ahead.
Verse 5.
So the latter kingdom is who? It's one nation, one people, right? Okay, read that. Where you at? Revelation 17.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials,
Right.
and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore.
The great what?
The great whore.
Why is this called the great whore? Why? Why is this latter kingdom called the great whore? Because she's everywhere. She causes her craft to prosper with all nations. All nations have to suck the teat of America. They have to partake in their demonocracy. And if they don't partake in the democracy, what? Go online and go on Twitter and say, man, I feel for the people in Palestine. What's going to happen to you? They just fired the screen actress, the new screen actress, because she said something on Twitter. Oh, why? Because if you don't go with them, and you don't go what they say, they can ruin your life. And that's on a low level. Getting a Hollywood star fired. What happens when you're speaking against the program? Or like Andrew Tate likes to say, the Matrix. What happens when you're talking against the Matrix? What are they going to do? Shut you down, defame you, kill you. You're a cult, you're a hate group, right? They're going to label you a hate group.
You find your name on the Southern Party law.
Yeah, you find your name on there. And you what? You're a hate group. Because you speak against what they're about. So this is why America is known as the great whore, right? Hold that. Go to Psalms. Where is it? 137 real quick, just to remind you. Read that. Psalms 130. What is it?
137:7.
Yeah, go to Psalms 137 and 7. Just to reiterate this. Read that.
Psalms 137 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
The children of who?
The children of Edom.
Right. The Edomites are a totally different nation than the Babylonians. But check this out. Read.
In the day of Jerusalem.
Right.
Who said, raise it, raise it.
Right. If you guys been watching your history, the Amalekites were the first ones there against us. They were the first ones there against us. Those are Edomites. Go ahead.
Even to the foundation thereof.
Go ahead.
O daughter of Babylon.
Oh, what?
O daughter of Babylon.
Why are they the daughter of Babylon? because they follow the customs, the traditions, the ways, right? They worship the sun, the moon, the stars, right? Just like the Babylonians. All their customs, Christmas, Easter, right? All these things, majority of them come from the Babylonians. So, once again, who we're pointing to? The Edomites, the end of the world. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning and following. So what are we learning about the Edomites? We're learning that they're also known as the daughter of Babylon. Y'all get that? What they're known as the daughter of Babylon. That's why it says this. You got it? Is it Philemon or? It's it's 1 Peter 5 and 13. You know who brought that one out? Quatzal hit me with that. Check this out. Now, this is what we knew. Peter was in the time of who? The Roman Empire, right? Where were the churches scattered through?
Well,
Through Asia Minor. Right? Okay, watch. Read this.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
The church that is at Babylon.
There was no church at Babylon.
The church that is at Babylon.
No, what I'm saying, there was no church at Babylon. He's speaking in code. You never read of any church in Babylon. He was saying these cats in Rome. Why? Because we just read Esau was what? The daughter of Babylon. Okay? So now that we're putting the pieces together, now that we're putting the pieces together, let's go back to Revelations. Revelations. So that was Psalms 130 what?
137 and verse 7 and 8.
Okay, go ahead. Revelations, where you were?
Last precept. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore.
Of the great whore. Go ahead.
That sitteth upon many waters.
Right. The waters represent the nations. In this point, you're thinking, well, water's knowledge. Well, in this chapter, it's talking about the nations. Go ahead.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
And what do they do with the kings of the earth? They commit fornication. Right? I'm not going to jump ahead, but read on. It's going to tell us.
And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
And wine represents what? Influence. If you are not influenced by their demonocracy, if you're not influenced by their customs, their ideas, their pop culture, right? What happens? You're demonized. Right. You're a tyrant, right? You're a terrorist. You're a communist, right? Korea, they don't want nothing to do with America? Oh, yeah. Because what do? They talk about their people. They tell them they treat them wrong. And I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying they don't. What I'm saying is America wants everybody to dress, walk, talk, act like America. And if you don't walk like them, they will what? Ostracize you. So drinking the wine is talking about our influence. Go ahead.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness.
Go ahead.
And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast.
Right, because that remember, scarlet is red. This is that same red beast that's in Revelation 13. The red dragon, the devil, the Satan. Right? And 13 and 18 says what? Was a man. Right? Okay, go ahead.
Full of names of blasphemy.
And I don't want to go over all that because all I'm trying to do here is this. I'm trying to show you what nation is in the latter end. What kingdom is in the latter end? Esau is the end of the world? Well, how do we know this is the end? And that there is no other nation that's going to come up after this nation. Well, all the pieces, if you look at it, according to Daniel, right? According to, Daniel 7, Daniel 8, that there will be no other nation to rule after them but Christ. Y'all get that?
God.
Because it says in 18, but the saints of the... Hold that, go to Daniel 7:18 real quick. Let me show you. I'm not losing y'all, am I? Okay. Am I losing y'all? Huh? Am I moving too fast? Okay, go ahead, read that.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Okay, after Christ comes back and he destroys all nations, we're going to take the kingdom.
God.
Read.
And possess the kingdom
For
forever.
when? For when?
Forever.
Wait a minute. No, somebody else is going to come and rule.
Forever.
Right, after us, another nation is going to come up and take over.
Forever.
So Christ's kingdom is forever. There's not going to be another interval where we're ruling and then somebody else comes in.
Forever.
Forever. Go ahead.
Even forever.
Right?
And ever.
Okay, if you didn't get it, forever, ever, forever is forever.
God.
So after this is it. So put the pieces together. How do we know what kingdom we're in? How do we know we're in this last kingdom? How do we know who's ruling in this kingdom? Well, it's telling us. Esau is the end of the world. After the Greeks and the Romans, right? Who started to rule? America. Right? And they run the earth. They're the ones that rule with their policy. Go ahead. Let's jump back. You're good with that. The only reason I went there to show you is that this kingdom, after it, is our kingdom. There ain't going to be nothing else.
Right.
So that's how we know what time we're in. That's all we know. Go ahead.
God. Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right. So this beast had 7 heads and 10 horns. So the 7 heads just represent the ruling empires that came in. Right? Which were the Greeks, the Romans, the French, the Germans, the Spanish, the Russians, and the British. And out of Britain came who? Right? And guess what? The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians, the British are what? All Edomite nations. The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians, all these little wars that came all the way down to the British War, and America gained their independence. Those nations were how America was started. Period. You can't deny history. Everybody knows this. Right? Now, they even teach you in school. What one of the major wars that America gained their independence? Anybody? Anybody? I just gave it away, right? Huh? I just gave it the War of Independence, right?
God.
And where did they gain their independence from? Do they still teach this stuff in school? Britain. They gained it from Britain. But we know they're still Edomites.
Right.
But they did though. Because what it is that Americans, the original, they were what? These cats was slaves.
Yeah.
They were the bottom of the barrel cats that came over here. But nonetheless, they're still Edomites. Right? That built up this kingdom through rape, robbery, murder, and slavery. So they came through the 7 heads. Go ahead.
And 10 horns.
And 10 horns. So a horn represents power. So the 10 horns are other nations that support them. Today they're known as the European, the EU, EC, NATO, United Nations. Those and if you know a little bit of history, that's always been through history. I'm watching Netflix series and they tell you that.
God.
You get nations that support the ruling kingdom. Right? Hey, we want to go to war against Wessex. I want y'all Vikings, y'all gonna get together. We're gonna get together and we're gonna support y'all. And we're gonna go against these lands. And they help you. Right now, America is helping Israel not with actual war, but with actual finances, missiles, and weapons. Same thing with Ukraine. So the 10 horns would support the beast that way. military, monetary, and resourceful. Read, come on.
And the woman was arrayed in purple,
Right.
and scarlet color.
Right, because according to the world, and according to all the immigrants, everybody want to come to America, right? She's a great whore. She's a royal hoe. Right? I want to come to America. We met the girl from Ukraine over at the little festival down here. She looked at us and she said, I said, so what's the difference you being from Ukraine and America? She said, Americans are spoiled. Right? And she almost went on this rant about Judah and how basically Judah is spoiled. And I looked at her, I said, well, what you're not understanding is what the black people went through. Yeah. I said, you don't understand what they went through. You know what I mean? Because she almost went around it. Granted, you don't get all the amenities that we got here in America, but you don't understand the plight of the people here. And I had to shut that down in her quick. she held her tongue quick. What?
That's because she's drunken with what America puts out. Their whole image of who the so-called blacks and Latinos come from who. It comes from what America puts out in their movies, what they allow our people to put out in music.
Yeah.
So when we meet these people from Russia, they mimic us. They come and talk to me in a hip-hop thugged out way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how you doing, bro? How you doing?
Yeah.
He wants to be like, yo, what's up, Mike? Thinking that's how all black people feel. Because he's drunken with their philosophy.
Their wine, their influence, what they put on TV. Like when you scroll through TV and you scroll through YouTube, look at them. They trying to hip hop dance.
Yeah.
Bro, you got you got Korean, Chinese hip hop cats with cornrows. You got cats in Ukraine can flip them, can rhyme, rap battle, all that.
Yeah.
But the problem is that when they come over there, when they come back over here, they realize what? It isn't what it is.
Right.
And granted, she's right. Americans are spoiled, but she can't speak against us because of what we've been through. So I had to shut her down in there. But that's the wine, the wine that they drink. All nations drink that wine. Go ahead.
And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Right.
Having a golden cup in her hand.
Right.
Full of abominations.
Right. It wasn't a cup of rejoicing and happiness. It was a cup of abominations. These are the things that Americans partake in. Abominations. So this is that great whore that sits on many waters. Remember, John the Revelator is speaking in code. When Peter said to the church that's in Babylon, he was speaking in code. Right? The Most High was giving them all these visions, and he's speaking in code. And the only way you're going to be able to understand this is if you read the Psalms that were written generations before, David said, Edom, the daughter of Babylon. So he's coming back and showing you what? Nah, this is who they are. Right? Go ahead.
And filthiness.
And what?
And filthiness.
They're filthy. You're dealing with a filthy nation. That's where porn came from. That's where having sex with animals was perpetuated through. Remember, they learned this from the Babylonians. The Greeks learned that from them too. Because those nations are filthy as hell. The African nations, they what? They do those things. The sacrificing of the kids. I forgot the word. No, when you cut the babies out of you.
Oh, abortion.
I'm sorry. I tried to say it the nice way. Abortion, they learned that from who? I tried to say it the nice way. When you cut the baby out of you, but they learned that from who? The Babylonians. And did the Greeks do it? The Romans do it? And who? America perpetuates it. They're a filthy nation. That's not godlike. And then you gotta have a political debate about this. You gotta have a political debate about a man dressing up like a woman. So I be looking at all these cats that try to so-called stand for Christianity, but have America meshed in it. It's like They're trying to stand for the gospel, but meshes America within this. And they can't stand on that. Because they're trying to save face, because they don't want to look like the enemy. Right? All the people speaking common sense that you're one wrong don't make another, two wrongs don't make a right. They can't even speak on that sense. Like, okay, but the Israelis are being bombed and the Palestinians are being bombed, right? Do two wrongs make a right? And according to America, yeah. Because you can revenge only if you're America, who America says you can revenge against. But anybody else can't revenge. Man, he was talking, Pierce Morgan was talking to this one cat, he's like a scholar or something. And he was telling him about, he started to bring up about how these Gazans grew up in slavery. And the way he was articulating and wording it was in a way where it was like, I can't say that they were right, but if you're born into captivity and slavery, what would you do? Oh man, this dude, but what do they want to do? They don't want to agree to that. Nobody wants to acknowledge that this nation has been putting hell on another nation, and that nation just finally one day snapped. Right? My question is, which one of you can get kidnapped and then you break out of your kidnapper's hands and you start chopping them up? Would you be wrong? And that's the way they're not looking at it. They're like, no, they didn't have the right to do this against babies and people. And yeah, but you had me kidnapped. You've been having sex with me and destroying me and all these things. Right? How many women they find like that? The person they just found in the basement. If she had broke out and chopped up this guy that had her, would she been wrong? Well, how the hell are the Gazans wrong? And you know our stance on that. We're like, they both tripping, right?
God.
But I'm just saying, the sense is, if the beast says it's okay, then it's okay. If the beast says it's not okay, then it's not okay. And that's what you're seeing, or they're arrayed in purple, meaning you look to the prestige, but what's in their cup? Abomination. Filthiness. Go ahead.
Of her fornication.
Read.
And upon her forehead was a name written.
What's on her forehead? What's in the mind? Remember, because this ain't about a tat. He tatted Drake on your forehead. This is about your mind. Go ahead.
Mystery Babylon the Great.
Mystery Babylon the Great. The great confusion. It's chaos here, man. That's why I like you going over that Daniel's what? Daniel's 2. Because it's so much damn chaos. God. People can't stand on anything.
I see a new one. It made me think how divided this place is. They fight about pro-choice, right? Abortion is a discussion. We know that, right?
Right.
But the majority of people are anti the bombing of Israel. I mean, of Gaza. They're killing all those kids there, but then y'all still fighting about is abortion okay or not okay. Either y'all against killing of children or y'all with it. And so confusion is hard to even articulate.
Yeah.
Because like you're fighting Democrats and Republicans and all of these votes and stuff, but then everybody's like, oh, we gotta stop the bombing of the kids. But what about the children in the bellies of these mothers? Do they have a chance to? Or do you care about them?
No, because America okayed it.
Right.
These Israelis is backing it, and they feel they have justice on their side. But what about the justice of the God? See, this is why the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right. This is why China sit back, the Arab nations will sit back and say, you haven't done any good in the Middle East. Talking about the beast. Because they're the maestro, right? They're controlling the narrative. He wants to, the ghoul gets on there on TV and says what? He's a ghoul. Yeah, Biden gets on there TV and says what? Oh, we've been working hard for these negotiations. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious right now? No, you haven't been working hard. You guys are trying to pray. You're praying, right, that you can get your poll numbers up. You can give a damn about these nations, man. That's what it means by abomination. Abomination is a filthy and wicked act. Go ahead.
The mother of harlots.
The mother of whores. You're the mother of whores. Go ahead.
And abominations of the earth.
And abominations of the what?
Of the earth.
Why do you think nations call him the great Satan? Go ahead.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
And this nation were not slaughtered. The 77 million North American Indians, the millions and millions of so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, who were they slaughtered by? I'm going to say it again. Not the Chinese. Not the Africans. What nation are we dealing with that land was built on blood? It's year 2023, 2024, and they're still talking about, oh, we just found out that there were slaves under this land. And they're buying plots of land, and they realize, oh, that was dead slaves that were here. And I'm looking at this on TV, and I'm like, wow. Different portions of land still in America, unaccounted for, that don't have any damn grave sites on it, and you're building apartment buildings on it. In 2024. But you know why? Because there's no accountability for the white man and for the things he's done in this world.
Right.
Hell yeah, that's right. You understand? So this is the problem here. Go ahead.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus.
Right.
And when I saw her.
Right, the real martyrs. No, everybody's using that word like the martyrs, like the Gazans are martyrs. How? How are the Gazans martyrs? What did they stand for? You guys over there doing the same adulterous, fornicating, idolatrous, right, things that the Israelis are doing. Where's it? You're not a martyr, bro. You're not standing for the Most High. You're standing for some false god. And that's why the Most High, the Israelis mocked them and said, where's your Allah? Boom, 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 boom. Right, which is real. That is real. What?
I was saying, like you said, they're not really martyrs, because even our people that's scattered around there,
yeah,
they treat them like trash. Like Black Palestinians, they treat them like trash, like slaves. I was
Yeah.
looking at something a couple of weeks ago. I was like, damn, they treat our people that's like was scattered over there like garbage.
And see, that's the undertone that nobody knows about.
And they still don't know about it.
Nobody talks about that you're being paid back for how you treat all these other people. Gazans and the Israelis. When it comes to the indigenous people, you treat them like crap. What?
They actually selling them too.
I believe it.
Yeah, they sell them.
I believe it. I sent y'all the text about the sex slaves in Iraq. All through the Middle East, they got this. I'm talking about they having sex with kids.
Yeah, 7-year-olds.
But yeah, 7-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
So no. We're not saying the Gazans or the Israelis are just. We're just saying who controls all this. Who's the one sitting back, butt naked, with a baton, with blood all over him, just doing this. Dancing with blood just dripping out. Yay! That's the beast. That's America. Go ahead.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Go ahead.
And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman.
Okay, so what verse are you at?
Verse 7.
Verse 7. Okay, we're not going to go into all that because we'll be here all night on Revelation 17. We can go over the specifics at another time. Jump to Revelation 18. 18 and 1.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 1.
Now, why am I doing this? To remind us when he said he's coming back and his sword shall be bathed in heaven. In and I how's it go? And bathing amongst Idumean. Why is the Most High focusing in on this nation? Because we're talking about Babylon the Great. We're talking about America. We're not talking about, yes, all the little peons, they're going to get put in order too, but there's a beast that he has to focus on.
Yeah.
Read that. Come on.
And after these things I saw,
Right.
another angel came down from heaven,
Right.
having great power,
Uh-huh.
and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Go ahead.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
Yes. And guess what? America is already coming down. It's been coming down ever since he tried to go to the moon. Ever since he tried to go to the moon. He said, "Thence would I bring thee down," according to Obadiah. Right? Go ahead.
And the hold of every foul spirit.
And if this place is not the hold of every foul spirit, tell me, where is it? Where is it? I know you think about, what about the lady boys in the Philippines? Where they learn that from? Big Brother. Where they learn that from? Big Brother. And Big Brother does it, he puts it in TV, he puts it in media, he puts it on radio. It's the cage of every foul thing you can think about. Who promotes it? America. And what? We're democratic republic, right? No, you of the dark side. What's up? Who what?
There's an article about the United States ambassador that went over to
Oh yeah.
Ghana and told them that if they pass their anti-gay bill, America's going to shut their economy down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you don't do what the beast says, the beast will unleash the beast. If you don't do what the beast says, he will unleash the beast. And that's what they want all nations to be. Faggots, lesbians. I'm telling you, if you leave it up to Rome, we'd all be transvestites. We'd all be bisexual. If you don't, that's what the scripture says, except the Lord had saved a what?
Remnant.
A remnant. We'd be as Sodom and what?
More.
We'd be faggots and lesbians. Your kids would be growing up not knowing who the hell is who. I kissed a boy and I liked it. That would be the theme of America. We're the last of the dying breed. We're the last of a dying breed. And it's you that lives through the generations. You said it today perfectly. The covering the baseness. How does it go? If children have the wherewithal, they will cover the baseness of his parents, of their. That is so on point that's what we gotta remember. You grew up base. You grew up sinning. You grew up not knowing. You grew up not damn caring. Your generation now that comes don't have to grow up. They can cover your base. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 22 and verse 9. If children live honestly and have wherewithal, they shall cover the baseness of their parents.
Yeah, so it's up to us. We don't gotta let them learn how to be base like these base people. We don't gotta be like that. We can mend the mistakes. But you gotta come out of this damn fog of mama knew what she was doing. You gotta come out of this fog where daddy would do what he was doing. By all means, we know our parents did their best, right? But they didn't do it according to this, y'all. So if you start, well, I remember when my mom, and then you go through your database and raise your kids like that, they're not going to cover your baseness. And that's what we want to do. We got to be different. But read on, come on.
In a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
See? So what nation is Christ coming back to destroy? He's coming back to destroy a nation, man, that has every unclean and hateful little birdie. Every little dirty birdie America has, the Most High is coming back to destroy it. All the pedophilia, all the pornography, all the child molestation, all the dressing up is damn like what are they? The furries, they like. Nah, you got people that do that. All the bear club, you know the bear club, right? Huh? Yeah. Oh, 365-pound white men that has hair all over themselves, but they sleep with each other. We do a lot of YouTube videos. You got to research this stuff. It's called the bear club. Yeah, these are Edomites. They're called something different nowadays too. But that's what they do, right? Every foul spirit is here. Fornicating. Go ahead.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All nations drink of this wine. All nations are influenced by her. And if you don't get influenced by her, what did you say when you went to, what was it, Africa? It was African nation?
What was that?
Who just said that?
Ghana, yeah.
It was Ghana?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Ghana and said, if you don't, we're going to shut down your, And that's why people are what? No, we're gonna change our currency. We're gonna change it to cryptocurrency. We're gonna change it to cryptocurrency. We're gonna come out of your currency. Okay. See, because America will shut down your bank accounts quick. They shut down. I was watching the one interview with was that Syria or Iran? But one of the presidents, bro, they shut down all his money. Like, how the hell you got all his money? And then the interviewer was like, did you get some of his money back? Did you get your money back? He was like, we're working on it. But imagine all your paper getting shut down by another nation. Because they label you as a terrorist nation. You got to think about this. That means that you are only secluded to your country. All your houses, your yachts, your boats, because you don't comply with America. I mean, you got to be slow as hell not to understand what nation is ruling the world. No other nation can do that, right? And then, let's say if another nation come and be like, hey, listen, we think these people are doing such and such. America got to agree with that for that to be done. That's how much power this nation has. Go ahead, read on.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right, and yes, all the other nations are complicit. They are complicit, right? They've been helping this nation out. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich.
And the what?
And the merchants
Where's China getting rich from? Where's Europe getting rich from? Where are the Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, all that we just named getting rich from? Where? You. Let's go into the sovereign talk now. That's why your social security card, your birth certificate is a what? It's a bank account.
God.
Because you are a what? You in a big damn police yard. What is it? Police state. And all you are is just a slave. See, that's where that comes in. But see, our people don't put it together. They want to live in that zone. See, I got to be free. There's no freedom but through Yahweh Shai, Jesus Christ. There ain't no freedom like because, you know what, I'm going to emancipate myself. I'm going to cut myself off. And I'm going to make my own. And then next you know, you sovereign. And they put your ass over and be like, oh yeah, you don't have any rights. Bag his ass up. Let's put him in a basement because he renounced all his rights. Right? Huh? Rendition, right? Huh? Rendition? Y'all know about that? They put a paper bag over your head, put you in the basement and say, you denounce all your rights, dummy. Because you thought you was going to escape. Huh? No, I don't got a social security. I'm sovereign. All right. If you ain't the sovereign and the spirit of Yahweh, your ass is going to end up somewhere in another country with a bat upside you. What I?
You go to war.
My point was, salvation ain't coming through none of that, but through Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, I was going to say that the emancipation, a lot of people think it means that was a declaration that was signed that freed us. But if they go back and research it, it actually states that, not in the declaration, but the word emancipation. It actually means I change you from one person to another. I transfer you. I translated you.
Oh, wow.
So you went from an individual owner to now the state owner.
Oh, my God. So that's why in certain states, in Virginia, your kids are not your own. You got to go what? Get them over to you. You got to sign them over to you. Check that out. The state owns your kids. And nobody knows about this. That's why they can pull up and what? No, those kids are our kids.
Yep.
But they came out from me. No, they came from me though. They came from Master.
And
go ahead.
Just to piggyback off
I want to get deep. Let's get deep then.
The reason why they can do that is because at the birth of the child, you sign the birth certificate, which is the same as registering a car. Right. And so when the state says you're not taking care of our possession, like you said you would be the custodian of, we're gonna come and take it back.
But see, this is the problem. That our people ain't awoke and they don't see. They're constantly trying to find a way out through America. But what does the Most High say? Read on, come on.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicates.
Right, and everybody's getting rich off of who? The sons of God. Go ahead.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
No. Join up with them.
Come out of her, my people.
No, get comfortable,
Come out of her, my people.
No, listen, the problem is we got to come together as black people and we got to have our own money. He carpet bombed you last time you tried to do that. Black Wall Street, he literally carpet bombed you. You know what I mean? You give us our own, just give us New York. Yeah. He get us all in the middle of New York.
That's it.
And then just nuke us. Dude.
Yep.
Y'all are silly as hell. Your salvation's not coming that way.
In about 10 years, nobody will remember about it, right?
If our salvation was coming in the other way, it would have said. And your salvation's going to come through uniting. And what? In financial gain. Go ahead, read on.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Go ahead.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
See? And that we receive not of her plagues. And everybody right now, if you're not paying attention, you should be scared enough to run from her plagues.
Right.
But some of us don't give a damn. We see the plagues, destruction, kids getting murdered, families getting murdered, people getting killed. Shooting here, shooting there. Damn car, you see the car flying into the border, blowing the hell up. Yeah. And you think your protection is what? What is your protection? The COVID shot. There you go.
Oh, I was going to say that just now.
The protection is the COVID shot, y'all. Are you listening? It's madness. It's madness, but the Most High is telling us to come out of her and be not partakers of her sins. You're in the world, but be not of the world. Go ahead.
For her sins have reached unto heaven.
See? Why is this all happening? Why is Christ coming back for this place? Because her sins have reached unto heaven. Well, you got to forgive and forget. You talk to a nation never forgives. Never forgets.
Never forget.
They never forget you. Listen, your ass can hide on the ground. They got bombs called bunker busters.
Yep.
Well, it will drill in the ground and blow your ass up out of there. That's, we gonna get you by any means necessary. They're the nation that started this, right? And the Israelis are over there burning. What's it? Those bombs that burn your skin off? Yeah. See, they're teaching them. They're teaching, and all the nations drink of this. Oh, you did it. You know, I love it. You know, I love this. If you guys been watching your guy Daniel Nandu, if you've been watching that guy, you know what he did? Go look at all his statements. He's like, oh yeah, like in the war in 2001, like in this, like in that, when America went to war with this, he's throwing out there and saying, don't be a hypocrite. But he's not saying it. He's saying, hey, I'm doing the same thing you did. I like it because if you're listening, you see that America is the standard. And if you're not going by that standard according to America, you know what I mean? They can change the narrative on you quick. But no, these beasts are working together. Go ahead.
And the Most High hath remembered her iniquities.
See, the Most High remembered the iniquities of this land. And that's what we got to remember. Go ahead.
Reward her, even as she rewarded you.
Right. And this is what the Most High is reminding us. You might have forgiven, and you might have forgot.
Right.
But he did not.
Right.
Right? He's going to fight for us. So Christ coming back is for us.
Right.
To get this beast out of the way. He's a hindrance to the earth. Go ahead.
And double unto her double.
Yeah, all that hypocrisy and all of your little smug attitude and you want to look at us like you're crazy. These dirty bastards, man. They have not paid for anything. They've not paid for anything. But you will. And we know it. We see it. It's coming. You reap what you sow, and it's going to be double. Go ahead.
According to her works.
Go ahead.
In the cup which ye have filled.
In the cup which she filled. What she's done to the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, all the things. Remember, I didn't write you reap what you sow. Right? Or the New Age thing. You know, karma, bro. That's written in the stars. Everybody knows that. Karma is what goes around, comes around. They're going to get it according to the gospel. Go ahead.
Fill to her double.
Filter. Not only what goes around comes around. Let's double, because you want to mock, you want to play, you want to talk against the sons of the Most High, you want to talk against the Father. Most High said double. Go ahead.
How much she hath glorified herself.
See, and not only did she take the power, she glorified herself. And they get up there and say that. First thing he said, the greatest place to be at, America. God bless America. He's like, in the Ghoul speech, and the first thing he said is like, I want to thank everybody to Thanksgiving for the greatest place to be at here in America. Some to that phrase. And I'm like looking at this guy like, man, you bastards, man.
God.
You bastards. He's going to be dead any minute, man. But he's going to resurrect, though. He's got to resurrect. Go ahead.
And live deliciously.
And they live what?
Deliciously.
They live deliciously. Right? While you're starving and having to be slaves and having to work and having to fight and having to strive. And they can pull it from you any second. Go ahead.
So much torment.
So much what?
Torment.
They're going to get. Go ahead.
And sorrow.
And read.
Give her.
Give what?
Give her.
Are y'all listening? I mean, this don't sound like, you see how when we get into the book, the real way, it is vengeance. It is payback. They're going to get double. So all this, like, no, we got to forgive and forget. The scriptures say us not to take that vengeance, because it's not our place. It's not your place to do it. We won't do it good enough anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you won't. You take out a few 50, 30, 2 cops, 2 politicians.
You're caught.
And you're done.
Yep.
They shot you 50 times and that's it. That's not the way to do it. Vengeance is Christ. The Most High has a proper way to do this. Go ahead.
For she saith in her heart,
Right?
I sit a queen.
Right? I said what?
A queen.
Yeah, you're a tranny spirit, right? America sits as a queen. That's the Statue of Liberty. That's the whole presentation of the Statue of Liberty. Like, where did they get that from? They got that from here. They know what symbolism that statue means.
Yeah.
They know what it means. What is that up there? That's a damn transsexual. Right? Because they're representing Babylon. Go ahead.
And am no widow.
And am no what?
No widow.
Yeah, nobody can touch me. Nobody can make me mourn. Right? 9/11 was nothing. Go ahead.
And shall see no sorrow.
Read.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
So, once again, back to what we started this off with. One day, read.
Death.
Right?
And mourning.
Right?
And famine.
The scripture says in Psalms 1 hour, and actually it says in here too. 1 day, 1 hour, 60 minutes, y'all. 60 minutes in 1 day. Go ahead.
And she shall be utterly burned.
She shall be what?
Utterly burned.
America is going to be utterly burned. We're going to be taken out of this place. Thus saith the Most High. He said it, utterly burnt. Go ahead.
With fire.
What? Go ahead.
For strong is the...
Now we understand that fire a little bit more. Christ is coming through to save the children of the Most High. They're going to turn on him. Their fire, his fire, is going to be a lot of fire. And you don't want to be in the midst of that fire. Go ahead.
For strong is the Lord God, who judgeth her.
Who judgeth who?
Her.
See, America's judgment is already set. Babylon's judgment is already set. Now, here's another keynote. When he wrote this, John the Revelator, Babylon was way gone. Way gone. So if you think like Babylon, put it together, y'all. John the Revelator knew Babylon was way gone. He's not talking about Babylon. He knew he was talking about Rome. Read.
And the kings of the earth, who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her.
And all these nations, their kings shall be our nursing fathers and queens our nursing mothers. Go ahead.
Shall bewail her.
And they're going to do what?
Bewail her.
They're going to be looking at America and saying, damn, our economy's down now. Why? Because they ain't buying my Nike, my Adidas, my computer chips, my cell phones. Don't you know all your cell phones are created and made in another country?
Yep.
There's only one cell phone that you don't know about that's created here in America. It's one cell phone that literally all of it is created here. Every other cell phone is created in China and these other places. Taiwan, yeah. See, so when this place goes up, the economies of all these other nations, they know it's going to drop. So it's telling us, read.
And lament for her.
And cry for her. Go ahead.
When they shall see the smoke of her burning.
See, America, you know what that means, y'all. What are you investing in? Now, granted, we live, we do what we got to do, but this is a bad investment. It's going up in smoke. We're supposed to be investing in the Spirit of the Most High.
Yep.
Lay for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust doeth not corrupt.
Yep.
This place is going up in a damn heat. Go ahead.
Standing afar off for the fear of her torment.
Right.
Saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city.
Right.
For in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Read.
And
So 1 day, 1 hour, thy judgment is come. Now we can understand that Joel a little bit more. How the Most High ran through. He's going to run through this place. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth.
And the what?
The merchants of the earth.
Why is it always coming back to that? Because All nations are just what? Getting rich off of America. Go ahead.
Shall weep and mourn over her.
Go ahead.
For no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Check that out. Why? Because you're buying it. You're on T-Move. You're on T-Move. You on Alibaba. You on Shein. Huh? Hell yeah, you are.
Amazon.
You see that? No, I get mine from Abercrombie. Bro, little Chinese kids make that. See, go ahead.
The merchandise of gold.
Of what?
Of gold.
All that middle of the mall gold, guess what? Where they got it from? Exactly. Now I'm going to go get the real deal. Really? You going to go get it from Rome? Because that's where they got it, the real deal buried. You got that old yellow stuff. Plate. Go ahead.
And silver.
And what?
And silver.
Yeah, we got to get the real Jews, y'all. Go ahead.
And precious stones.
Go ahead.
And of pearls.
Uh-huh.
And fine linen. And purple.
Go ahead.
And silk. And scarlet.
Right.
And all thy fine wood. And all manner vessels of ivory.
Yeah, everything, man. We got from America. Rap music. We got the movie industry. They taught us how to dress, walk, talk, act, dance. Right? Ain't gonna be none of that. Go ahead.
And all manner vessels of most precious wood. And of brass and iron and marble. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and slaves
And what?
and slaves.
What are they still doing here in Babylon? No. That's not even it. Watch, read on.
And souls.
And what?
Souls.
And what?
Souls.
What do they got over here?
Souls.
Of who?
Of men.
Everybody don't understand that they got the souls of men. America has control of so many spirits and souls. We can read this and you still won't believe it. Because you can see it every day and still don't believe it. That your soul is locked into what America has that's in front of your eyes instead of the spirit of the Most High.
Because one of those bottles of wine that they got us drunk off of is everybody loves God, right? And this is supposed to be a Christian country, right? But when you bring out this Bible and tell people they have to measure up to the Word of God, how many people want to dismiss having that conversation? When you tell them they don't live according to the standard. That because of that wine of Christianity, I can have my own personal relationship with God and you have no right to judge me.
Right.
You have no right to judge me. You don't have no right to tell me that I'm living wrong according to the Bible. I don't even have to. Why? When they tell us, why you gotta go to the Bible and speak your own words? Why? Because Christianity tells you to speak how you feel, not how the Father tells you you're supposed to take and live and eat and everything else. But that's that doctrine that got the whole world blinded. They got your soul blinded because you're gonna make it to heaven because you're a good person. You never killed anybody, right? I don't keep the law. The law's done away with, but I'm good. What makes you good? What makes you good? What makes you bad? You don't even know because they told you the law is done away with, but that's your soul that you're gambling with.
God.
Yep. Let's finish it. Come on.
And the fruits that thy soul lusteth after are
All these things and things that your desire that fulfills the lust of the flesh. That's why, like, think about it. In the new kingdom, you're not going to have Netflix.
No Xbox.
No Xbox. You see, now I got you thinking, you're like, damn, well, what I'm going to do? You see how warped that is?
Kai.
You're like, wait a minute. In the kingdom of the Most High, what am I going to do? Because I'm not going to have Netflix and video games and pornography and the Kardashians and rappers. What is there to do then? Man, the kingdom is going to be lame. Well, you see, that's the mind state. The mind state is that you can only see what America has. You can only see what America has, and this There's no other way of living outside of this.
That's where they got our silly people saying, I don't want to go to heaven.
Yeah.
Because I want to go to hell. Who's that? Biggie. Right? Biggie, right? I don't want to go to heaven because heaven's going to be boring. But I want to go to hell. But that's like the hood. That's what I'm used to. Right? That's the ghetto. That's where the fun is at. It's crazy, man.
Wow. Go ahead, read.
Are departed from thee.
Right.
And all things which are dainty and goodly are departed from thee. And thou shalt find them no more at all.
Did you see that? All the good dainty things. We only got them in America. Now you can't get a hold of those things. Go ahead.
The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment.
Right.
Weeping and wailing.
They're going to do what?
Weeping and wailing.
Go ahead.
And saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen,
right,
and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold, and precious stones, and pearls. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught.
That's right. See? Go ahead.
And every shipmaster, and all the company of ships, and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried, when
all the fish, all the food, all the imports, all the exports, it's none of that, huh? It's gone. Go ahead.
And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning.
Are you listening to this? The only thing that this country is about is what? Money. It's all about carnal things. Watch, check this out. Go ahead.
Saying, what city is like unto this great city?
Right.
And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoicing over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her.
The Most High have did what?
Avenged you.
No, God is not about vengeance.
Avenged you.
What, class?
Avenged you.
Avenged. The Most High is doing this for us. No, I don't, why does it have to be this way? Go ahead.
On her.
Go ahead.
And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence.
Thus with what?
Thus with violence.
Thus with what?
Thus with violence.
Thus with violence. Read.
Shall that great city Babylon be thrown down.
That's right. And America is going to come down with violence. Go ahead.
It shall be found no more at all.
Read.
And the voice of harpers and musicians.
All the what?
And the voice of harpers.
All the damn trap music. All the shaking your booty music. What happens when you don't get to twerk no more on a pole? What you gonna do then? Like, how am I supposed to survive then? Go ahead.
And musicians.
And the musicians. What else?
And of pipers.
And
trumpeters.
Read.
Shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Go ahead.
And no craftsman.
And what?
And no craftsman.
Right. All the crafts, all the things that were created to seduce you. Go ahead.
Of whatsoever craft ye be.
Read.
Shall be found any more in thee.
Go ahead.
And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Go ahead.
And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee.
America is going to be a continual burning heap of fire. Go ahead.
And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee.
You know how those lands, when you go over there, when you go to the original Babylon, it's just dust. You go to Sodom and Gomorrah, it's just damn ashes and nothing. It's just great. Go ahead.
And thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorcery.
By thy what?
Thy sorcery.
How does America promote this?
By thy sorcery.
Go ahead.
Were all nations deceived.
Read.
And in her was found the...
See, when we be talking like that, people don't understand. You be like, you just weird. Like, No, these cats literally through their sorcery, through their tricks, through their craft, they get things done. They really act like when you're unplugged, you can really start to see everything for what it is. Go ahead.
And in her was found the blood of the prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth.
Right. So, man, if I go into the next one, it's gonna go further. But Khan, I wanted to go there just to remind us, what does it mean? What is he coming back and doing? He's coming back to make this place how big is America?
What?
How big is America?
Wide.
How big is it? You said 500 miles?
2,500 miles.
500 miles by 2,500 miles? It's going to be a big trashy. It's going to be a big trashy. Why? Because it's polluted. This place is polluted as hell. Everywhere you go, right? Even where we think we haven't went, there's some pollution and some fornication and some madness and some wickedness going on. So the Most High said the only way to cleanse the land is by what? By violence. These violent delights have violent ends, right? All right, any questions on that? Nothing? I know. When you sit back and you look at it, it's all going to be burnt up in the end. This ain't our land anyway, y'all.
All is vanity.
Huh?
All is vanity, sir.
Yeah, this ain't our land. Yeah. All right, let me see if anybody got any questions online. Yeah. What you got?
So we know all the other nations were given false idol gods to worship. Was Edom given a god to worship themselves?
Like, as far as an idol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah?
Go to Ezekiel 28. Go to Ezekiel 28. Hell yeah, they were getting a false god. Even better, and I know what you're saying. You're saying an actual idol? Well, yeah. Go to Ezekiel 28 and read that.
Sorry, 13?
No, 2.
God, Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 2.
Go ahead.
Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyre,
Right.
Thus saith the Lord God,
Right.
because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God.
I am a what?
A God.
Right. That, I know you talk about literal idols, but this is their idol. Them. Their idol is them. Go ahead.
I sit in the seat of God.
I what?
I sit in the seat of God.
Go ahead.
In the midst of the sea.
Remember, we read that earlier. I sit in the midst of the nations. Go ahead.
Yet thou art a man.
Thou art a what?
A man.
Right. Oh, let's flip back over. And I already, when I go there, you go to that, yeah? Go to Obadiah. Remember, right? Okay, so that's what type of person we're dealing with. His God is who? Him. His God is him. Obadiah 1, that prior that I read that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you had it.
No,
Go to Obadiah 1, 1 and 3.
God. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Go ahead.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Right. So the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Go ahead.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high.
Go ahead.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
See, this is the same spirit. The same spirit is what? I am God. That's who they worship. Themselves. Yeah. Any other ones? Any other questions? All right, listen, reminder to everybody, the 7th to the 15th. The 7th to the 15th is Hanukkah. We're going to be commemorating Hanukkah. We won't be having class. All right, because usually it's probably going to be feasting after everybody get off of work. So we're gonna get together during that time. What's that?
Sister lost a bird.
Yeah.
Damien. Well, Damien's quick read. Damien says, Shalom, can you name back the name of the 7 head and 10 horns in Revelation 17?
The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russian, and then out of Russia came who? Out of America came who? Britain. Right? That little horn, right? It tells you in Daniels. That little horn was a twofold meaning. It would be Antiochus Epiphanes, but it also would be America that will thrive and become this nation. The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians, and the British. All right? And then what does Lashabar?
He says, I was wondering if I could get some edification on why Job cursed the day he was born and the entire chapter of what Eliphaz was saying to Job. Go on.
Chapter what? Chapter 4. Let's go there real quick. Job 4. Now, remember, we have, one thing I think a lot of brothers and sisters miss about Job is that everything in its context of what was said is word and it's truth. That being said, when they were speaking it against Job, that might not have been true because they were misjudging his character. But what they were saying was true. Even Eliphaz, when you see it here, in the spirit of the Most High, he was dropping it. But maybe how they were looking at Job was wrong. And not maybe, but when you go to the end of the chapter, the Most High had to correct them and say, no, Job is just. Right? Oh, the end of the book, excuse me. So, okay, let's get a quick read. Come on.
Job chapter 4, verse 1.
I'm going to run through it. We're not precepts. So we're just going to run through it. Go ahead.
Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, if we essay to commune with thee, wilt thou be grieved? But who can withhold himself from speaking?
Right, so you got these brothers that are rolling with you, that know you, right? And you got men that are going to speak wisdom to you, right? A lot of times, men can't pinpoint necessarily. It's like when I would get counsel, someone told me is they might not be hitting dead in the center, but you got to understand what they're saying. It might not be right on point, but are you getting the gist of what is being said? And Eliphaz and these men that were rolling with him were coming and reminding Job about the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
Behold, thou hast instructed many.
Right.
And thou hast strengthened the weak hands.
Right. So they're hitting them and letting them know. Remember, you've been giving a lot of people counsel. You've been giving a lot of wisdom. Right? Why are you being weak now? You got to apply some of that counsel, right? That you dished out. And really, technically, we all will encounter this moment to where, as you're getting dishing, if you're not even a ranking person, you're in your house and you in your rib, and the way you correct her, it will come back around to you to where that same correction you put out, you would have to look at yourself. So that's what he's reminding you, right? Go ahead.
Thy words have upholded him that was fallen.
Which is true. Like, man, you've been giving counsel over here, wisdom over here. You uphold men, right? That when it was there, they were falling and double-minded and unsure and faithful. You would come and step in and give them counsel to what? Lift them up. Right? Go ahead.
And thou hast strengthened the feeble knees.
Right.
But now it is come unto thee.
But now it's on you, huh? Now you're going through it. Go ahead.
And thou faintest.
And you're getting weak. Right? That's side note. That's why we got to remember that what? That every word you speak is you're going to be judged by. Right? Thou that judges not thyself. Right? The same measure you meet is the same measure is going to be met to you. So, I mean, that's something as a leader, as you step up from your house to the sanctuary to the nation, you're reminding yourself, I got to watch what I'm putting out there and how, because I know I'm going to be met with that same measurement. And if I can't and I don't know, then, and I can't deal with it, then I better really slow the hell down, right? And that's what he's reminding him. Like, look, you were able to give counsel, use it. You were able to put this out there, stand fast in that. Go ahead.
It touched thee, and thou art troubled.
Right, and now you're troubled, right? Go ahead.
Is not this thy fear,
right?
Thy confidence,
right?
Thy hope,
right?
And the uprightness of thy ways?
Right, see, and here's the thing that they hid him. They're hitting him, right? Because everything been good, your family eating, your house eating, this is going on, you're getting blessed here, you're getting blessed there. It's like we talk about. It's all good until what? You go through a trial, then do you believe now? Like, that's what we keep saying. It's, bro, this is all great until you come in and things start going through a battle. Then it's what? Wait, this ain't the Most High. This ain't right. This shouldn't happen. But you err not knowing the scriptures. We all go through this. Right? The Most High bring high and he bring low. And when he bring low, are you going to still believe or are you going to be double-minded? Right? Go ahead.
Remember, I pray thee.
Right?
Whoever perished being innocent.
Once again, this is true. But he wasn't, he wasn't, I mean, even in this instance, who got put to death? His kids. So he's like, come on. Now, he's being sharp. Remember, you just lost all this stuff. You just lost your family. You just lost your kids. The only one there is your what? Your woman that's telling you to doubt. And these cats is telling you, well, whoever perished being... Imagine if somebody died in your family and I come and said that. You'd be like... what the fuck? What? Isn't there a time for all things? Right. Basically. So you got to imagine that they're telling him was right, but maybe the wrong time because they're misanalyzing him. Right? Go ahead.
Or where were the righteous cut off?
And that's true. His kids were cut off. Job, in the beginning of the chapter, said it. He said, let me give my sacrifice and for my kids, my house, my family, and everybody. Right? And I'm paraphrasing. If they did something out of the spirit, the Most High showed that they was off. The scriptures coming back reminding them, whoever perished being innocent, right? The way they went out, they didn't go out on a bed and their breath leaving from them. The Most High took them out, right? Right. When you go through the scriptures, Ecclesiastes 39, Ecclesiastes 40, it tells you about what? How the wicked perish. Sword, famine, pestilence. Right? That way is how the wicked go out. The righteous man, you can go out in a different, peaceful way. Right? Go ahead.
Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same.
So we understood this whole concept of you reap what you sow. We knew this. This was already written in our lingo. Right? We knew that you can't escape the Most High. And that's what he's reminding them. You know, this happens, it's coming back to you. So the context of what's going on here is Eliphaz is giving him sharp words, correcting, but Eliphaz's words are true. Maybe not good timing, but they were true. Because if they weren't true, why is it written? This is doctrine. And the doctrine is true, right? Okay, so you can't say that, well, Eliphaz wasn't right about Job. He wasn't right in timing, but his words were right what he was saying. Right? So that's why it's written here. That's why you can precept these. You can go right there to show you the wicked, how the wicked get took out, how you reap what you sow. Right? We just read it. Vengeance is the Lord's. He's going to recompense you. Right? Go ahead.
By the blast of the Most High, they perish.
And that's what's happening now. Oh, why such and such got took out? By the blast of the Most High, they perish. Go ahead.
And by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed.
And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing you get bombs and you get shot and you get stabbed, you get murdered. There's something you did wrong. So where the angels of the Lord doesn't surround you and protect you and let you escape, there's something you did. You know what I mean? This ain't just a little fender bender, and this is straight murder, death, kill, destruction. Right? Go ahead.
The roaring of the lion.
Go ahead.
And the voice of the fierce lion.
Go ahead.
And the teeth of the young lions are broken. The old lion perisheth for lack of prey.
Right.
And the stout lion's whelp are scattered abroad.
And what that point is about is that the Most High is telling us what? He reminds us in the Gospels that, like, he does all this. He controls all these things. Whether it be with the animals, that gazelle getting eaten, right? Whether the lion lacks or doesn't have, the Most High has all this in control, right? He wrote it in the DNA, right? He wrote it in the DNA. If you want to think of it scientifically, spiritually, as everything's being controlled by the Father, right? Go ahead.
Now a thing was secretly brought to me,
right?
And my ear received a little thereof, and thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth on men,
right?
Fear came upon me,
right?
And trembling, which made all my bones to shake.
And that's what happens, right? When you go to Ecclesiastes 40, it tells you this happens to all men, and on the wicked, it's 7 or 10 more. It says 7 more folds. Like, we all have nightmares. We all have weird dreams. But on the wicked, they what? That dream turns into anxiety. That dream turns into nightmares. You're like, it ain't just one dream. It's crazy dreams. Because they're doing something off. So this happens on us, right? Go ahead.
Then the spirit passed before my face.
And it be what? It be spirits around you. This is also showing us what? That the Most High moves on these different levels. Go ahead.
The hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still.
Right.
But I could not discern the form thereof.
Because you know something is there, but you don't see it. You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
What's that?
Turn the light on.
Yeah, you turn the light on. You feel a presence. You turn that light on in the kitchen, and it's just you in the kitchen alone, and you're like,
yeah, no, there's something there.
Well, I feel like somebody's watching you.
Somebody's watching. Sometimes it feels like.
Right? Go ahead.
An image was before mine eyes.
Go ahead.
There was silence. And I heard a voice saying, shall mortal man be more just than the Most High?
Right. So, what was it? It was the Spirit reminding him, look, we all deserve what we get. That's how I look at it. Right? Are you just before the Father? Right? What David say? I'm but a worm. Or is it Job? He said, I'm a worm. Right? I'm less than nothing. You know, it's reminding us that you got Israelites that think they're owed something all the time. You know what I mean? Like something is due to them. You ain't nothing. Most I said he didn't choose you because you were greater in number. He chose you because he put his mercy on you and for what he promised to Abraham.
Right.
But a lot of times we get in that mode of like, no, I'm due something. I'm owed something. You're not owed nothing. And that's what he's reminding, the Spirit's reminding him. What you're going through, how to look at it the proper way. Because you're in this low condition and you start thinking like, damn, but didn't I do good? Didn't I pray? Didn't I fast? Didn't I do this? Yeah, you did do all that. Now, Abraham did it too. But I wanted him to kill his son. To see where his heart was.
God.
You will do it too. But the Most High tries the one he loved. He chastised the one he loved. Why? Because he wants to show Satan you are more committed. He wants to show you what you are, right?
God.
Everybody's pure in their own eyes until what? Till you prove it. Right? Everybody's a warrior until that moment. You know what I mean? Then you realize, damn, I'm not the guy I thought I was. I'll die for Yahweh. Okay, all right, watch it now, brother. Watch it now. You're making statements. Because the Most High is like, okay, I don't want you to die for me. I want you to lose for me. Right. I said, I'll die. But damn, I got to lose this, that. Like, I don't know about this. This ain't the truth. You see? And that's what it all comes back down to. That's why one of our favorite chapters is Ecclesiastes 2. That's our Hebrew Academy. We remind everybody, because if you set your mind aright, when coming to serve the Lord, you should know what comes with it. Temptation, trials, tribulation. He's going to prove you. He's going to dump you in the fire. And if you get double-minded, if you get unsure, if you get faithful, and you act like you don't know him, he won't defend you, period. Like, that chapter is so pivotal as a Hebrew Israelite. And if you miss that chapter, you start to interpret things in your life the wrong way. And you eventually abandon ship.
Yep.
You abandon ship. I don't think it's necessary to go through these things. Imagine if Job said that. Right? Read on.
Shall a man be more pure than his maker?
Right?
Behold, he put no trust in his servants.
Right. The Most High don't put no trust in his servants. He's talking about the angels. Go ahead.
And his angels he charged with folly.
Yeah. You're like, but they're gods. But they're gods. He's like, man, come on now. They're gods? What I endow them with? That's like saying your children is better than you.
It's cold.
You're like, you made your children. You know all the mistakes they're gonna make. Right? So he's like, I charge my children with folly. What? My servants, excuse me. Go ahead.
It was Job 25, verse 5 and 6. It's Psalms 22 and 6. So David and Job both said it.
Right. Yeah, they both said it.
About being a worm.
I'm a worm. I am less than nothing. Go ahead.
How much less than them that dwell in their houses of clay?
Yeah, how much is us that dwell in houses of clay? Like, what are we to the Most High? Just stand outside and look at the ground and look at the ants. That's what you look like to the Father.
That's mine.
Do you sit there and care about the ants? So two things we can see. We can see the mercy of the Lord to look at us ants and honor us, right? But also we can see how we are nothing in the vast universe of angelic powers and beings. That's the only way you can look at it. Go ahead.
Whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth.
Right.
They are destroyed from morning to evening.
They are right. Do you see that? Like, which one of y'all, man, has a funeral for a moth, a roach? Which one of y'all, man, drops a tear and cries for something? You know what I mean? Something like that. Huh? Which one of y'all? None. Nobody. You stump on a pile of ants and you keep it moving.
I killed a roach last night.
Right. And you didn't just, his existence. You don't mean nothing, right? So you can see the mercy of the Most High. Go ahead.
They perish forever without any regarding it. Does not their excellency, which is in them, go away?
Uh-huh.
They
even all this excellency. You're 17. You can jump as high as the damn court. That's the excellency, right? Your skin is beautiful. Your hair is moist.
Butter.
That shit dries up.
God.
Bro, you turn 35, you eat all this bad food, drink liquor, and then what happens? You become the washed up guy that can't even touch the back of the court. Right? That's living vicariously through high school. Come on, man. You're like, you got one leg up, still living like you in DMX time. Right? That's it. We fade. That's how garbage we are. Sometimes, y'all never meditate on this? I'm like, and I'm not trying to be that guy, but sometimes I be sitting there and I'm like, where are we? Like, what's the purpose of this shit? What's the purpose of this? Work just to work, just to work? And then work? And just to pay bills to work? I mean, you got to look towards the Father and say, okay, this has got to change. Like, now I see why my investment in you is the most important thing in existence, because I can't just live like this. I would have been killed myself and others, like these maniacs out there. I cannot, like a life without the Most High, I can see why people kill themselves. I don't know, now I'm talking, yeah. Hopefully y'all get what I mean.
It makes sense.
Like, this life is garbage. Like Solomon said, it's vanity without the Father, right? Working to work to work to work. And then, like, after you club so much, you can only club so much and fornicate and adultery and all that. Then you get to this level, all these movie stars and rappers, and then they want to see God after they did it all. It's like, you see, all is vanity and vexation of spirit, right?
God.
Without the Most High, we are nothing. Less than nothing. Go ahead.
They die, even without wisdom.
Right. Yeah, check that out. Like, a lot of people die and don't even have no sin. They live their life in pain and suffering and torment because not everybody comes back to the Father. Not everybody comes back to the Father. I've been in the truth over 35 years, right? You got to think about that, bro. There's many brothers that came through. There was the brother, he came through. His dad was on drugs. And no matter how much his brother tried to teach his dad died on dope, on drugs, in the streets. It didn't matter. The truth, he died without wisdom. That's how bad it is, this life without the Father. Now, if you even got wisdom, that's why when you go to Ecclesiastes, you realize even though with wisdom, you still die like the one that died. You don't die without wisdom, but you still die. Right? And that's what Ecclesiastes is about. He's making you see yourself and realize even that much more why you need the Father. Right? Because in the end of it, you can only live life in righteousness and try to keep and do your best to keep the commandments of the Most High, to live a good life, right? Without torment and pain and anguish and suffering, right? So yeah, this is a good chapter. It's a good chapter. I started getting into when I read these chapters, bro, I be losing it on them. I be like, bro, it puts you into deep thought. It be like, damn, Yahweh, you right, Yahweh. You be like, So, yeah, anyway, hopefully that helps. Any other questions? What we got? What else?
If a woman had different baby daddies, does that make the kid half sibling or whole siblings or not siblings at all?
Okay, remember, if you come from the same man, you're half. If you come from the mom, really, you're what? Is it what you said? No, I didn't hear what you said.
That'd be his sister.
Yeah, that'd be your sister, but really your stepsister. Right, your stepsister. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to hear what you said, but yeah, that's your step.
Right.
But yeah, if you're not of the same father, you're just step.
Right.
Is that what she was asking?
That's what I said.
Yeah. What you got?
Leviticus, this is what you said. Because it tells it, Leviticus 18 and 11.
Okay. Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 11. The nakedness. Hold on. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister.
Go to verse 9.
No, but right there, they're showing you.
Yeah.
That is your sister. Well, read that again.
Come on. It says, the nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father.
Right.
She is thy sister.
Right. Begotten of thy father. She's your sister. So you got your sister and you got your stepsister.
Right.
You got your stepbrother. That will be by your father. Come through your mom. Right? So it's still family. Regardless, when you look at the law, you was supposed to deal with them the proper way. Right? They're still kin. Right?
Read verse 9.
Okay. Verse 9. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even her nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
Right, because that is your sister. This is the law that gets into lawful sex, what's considered incest. Right? These are the weird things. These are just going back to Kazaka's class that America promotes and pushes out through what? Through pornography. You get all this pornography. Stepmother sleeps with stepmom sleeps with stepson. Yeah, no, that's supposed to be your mother. That's her son. There's not supposed to be no sexual interactions, right? You talk about the siblings, that would be your stepsister. You're still not supposed to look at her anything other than family. It's still family, right? So there's not no, well, we don't got the same mother, we don't got the same father, we can still, ain't no kissing cousins, or no kissing siblings.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Perfect. Any other questions? Anything? Nah. Those are good questions on the Shabbat. I love questions. Kind of mixes it up. All right. We'll wait to see if they got anything. So remember, y'all, it is the Shabbat. Let's keep it holy. Let's keep it the right mind, right spirit. Hanukkah's coming up. That's going to be, I love that. The feasting. That's going to be good. Get together, eat, rejoice, be with each other. All right. That's it? Okay. Let's salute them online. Say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom.